Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people! Welcome to The Odds Couple. It is Chapter 6, Week 16 of the large program.
We're so old.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing. We are happy that you are with us here today. It's a very exciting show. There's not a lot of action this weekend, but a lot of action coming up in football. There certainly is a full weekend of the Shield. We will talk about the NFL.
Yeah, we will.
We'll talk Army, Navy. We'll talk
America.
The playoff bracket and the playoff futures and the playoff lines. And also the Memphis Tigers play Tuesday against West Virginia. So we'll get into that as well a little bit today. We have our top four. So disappointed in a couple of you. Our top four Heisman ballot.
So it's top five.
No. It's specifically, my instructions were after the Heisman 4, the finalists had come out.
Oh, I didn't even see the finalists
The finalists came out, and I sent the
you know that,
text
Roser?
that said, all right, we're doing our top four Heisman finalists.
just gave me a panic
and you
look.
two start putting in dudes who aren't even one of the finalists.
Well, they got the list wrong.
Roser only does 3 of them, and then Lang does 5.
said-
CJ and I did it correctly, and unfortunately, CJ's not here today.
CJ's list was wrong, and so was yours.
No. We did it correctly. We did the assignment correctly, but we'll fix the jumble coming up later on in the show. Then we got our picks for the weekend. And then we have free picks before we get out of here today as well. No pick today, unfortunately, Roser, on Drake Bulldogs, and I'm wearing my Drake Bulldogs.
Yeah, they didn't cover last week for the free
Did
picks.
they not?
They were 9.5-point favorites at Valpo. They only won by 6, but still having another great start to the season for the Drake Bulldogs.
I thought
another
he
good
was wearing the
basketball team
sweatshirt because he's
representing the
he's
Valley,
not like us.
the Mo Valley.
Fish is not like us.
Fish is not like us. What is your hat?
This
is just a guy playing baseball?
It's a Milwaukee Brewers hat.
Is it?
Yeah,
It just
this
looks like
is
a guy playing baseball.
This is the Brew Man. He's got like a beard
Is
thing
that
around
like
him.
their City Connect uniform?
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever?
like their batting practice hat.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
usually.
they didn't actually wear it on the field.
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
I don't think they did. But,
Okay.
yeah, I got it at the stadium. I like it.
Yeah. The Brew Man.
Yeah, the Brew Man. Also, today on the show, what else do we got? We got Nuggets. That's coming up as well. So all of that here on The Odds Couple today. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker, how are you, sir? What's
I'm
going
great.
on?
I just read the NCAA's taking the FCS title game to Tennessee,
To Nashville.
to Nashville.
Yeah. Vanderbilt Stadium.
Yeah. It's
about
interesting,
It's
I guess.
they're doing like a ton of renovations on it. It's not even like maybe the renovations will be done by the time they have the game.
I don't know. It said it's in Frisco, Texas this year for a 15th season in a row.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I love Frisco, Texas.
Frisco, that's where the Tigers will be. of
Hashtag
course.
one more for Seth.
One more for Seth.
Yeah.
I saw you use that hashtag
in his hometown, yeah. It's my hashtag.
I like it. How are you, Roser?
I'm great. We got Army Navy this weekend. The most important game of the week is tonight. So,
Who plays tonight?
do not. I'm telling you, the NFL, they do not want us to get to 7-7. They don't want us to get to 7-7.
They're not like us.
They don't want us to get to 7-7. Do not let us get to 7-7.
Oh.
Big game against the Rams tonight.
Big game against the Rams
I
tonight.
picked against the 49ers this week, and I have a pick on this later, so for now I will sit this out. However, I picked against the 49ers only because this guy, for the last 2 months, has been telling me how crappy the 49ers are and how the season's a mess.
Yeah.
It's over. They have no chance.
Well, this is different here, Lang. We won last week, so I'm a little fired up now. When you lose 3 games in a row, downward spirals happen. It gets really tough in the NFL. It's like basically like, dude, we've almost gone a month without winning a game. It's terrible. So, yeah.
Well, we do have Army Navy tonight, or not tonight, on Saturday, the lone college football game. Army and Navy. Army comes in as a 6.5-point favorite against the Midshipmen. The total in this game, 39.5. Now, Army is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. They are 8-2, however, against the spread against AAC opponents. and 19 of their last 26 in the month of December have gone under. A lot of those games have been against Navy. Navy 7-3 against the spread in their last 10, 6-2 against the spread against conference opponents. 4 of their last 5 have gone under the total. Head-to-head, Army has covered 7 of the last 10 meetings. 16 of the last 18 meetings have gone under the total. The total at 39.5, 40.5, 39.5 is where it stands now. Lang, pick it, park it, Army, Navy.
I'm picking it, and I'm taking the Army.
You're taking Army. You're
going
convinced.
Army. I like Army. They've been great all year. They've done pretty well against the spread. They struggled a little lately, but the one game they lost all year was to Notre Dame, at Notre Dame, which is no, it was versus Notre Dame, wasn't at Notre Dame, but that was the real hard team they played. Everybody else they've been killing, including Tulane last week, and Tulane didn't look like I kind of thought they might pack it in after they lose to Memphis the week before, but Army just really physically manhandled them. Navy got off to a good start this year too, and then kind of slowed a little bit. But I think Army's for real, and I've liked them all season. I'm going Army.
All right,
With
Roser?
the Black Knights.
I'm not picking this game. But I will. I'll tell you what. I'll take the under. I'll take that under.
Go along with that trend?
Yeah, I'll just take the under because I feel like it's gotten when neither one of these teams were considered really that good. The under got so low.
Yeah.
The total got so
like 32.
Yeah, it would get. There was one. It was like last year, 2 years ago. It was like 28.5. Like it got so low. It's popping back up to the 40. So I think I would take the under on it because these teams do. They eat clock. So even if they drive down the field, like they're gonna.
They scored 35
clock.
against Tulane in the AAC championship game, and the quarterback had 17 yards passing.
Yeah.
The leading receiver had 9 yards.
Yeah.
And they scored 35.
But I think Tulane had quit. I think the Tigers took their soul from them the week before because it eliminated them totally from playoff contention.
Seth. Hashtag.
So now you got one more for Seth. But Tulane still had a hope at the college football playoff. Now it obviously went out the window when Boise ended up winning, no matter what. So, but they still had a hope at that point that, oh man, we win this one, we can get to maybe the conference title game will really mean something. So I think they had. So I think they had given up by that. By that game.
One more for Seth. Sounds like it's like a sick kid or something. We're trying
one more for Seth.
We're trying to raise money for him.
I mean, look, he's from Denton, Texas, which is about 20 minutes from Frisco. It's his last game ever as a Tiger. That's the Memphis Tigers' all-time leading passer. Hashtag one more for Seth.
One more for Seth.
And they're doing it in his hometown.
On the point spread of the Army-Navy game, I'm not really sure which way to go because I'm with you, Lang. I was impressed with what they did against Tulane last week because they hadn't played a team really all season long, and they were covering machine. Yeah. So give them credit for that, but they hadn't played anybody, and I thought, well, Tulane would slow them down, and Tulane, I thought, would win the game and cover that 5.5. That obviously didn't happen. So I got a lot more faith in Army going into this week because of, like you said, I keep remembering the Memphis game and how good Navy was then. I don't know if they're that good anymore. But weird things also happen in this game.
Navy's lost 3 of their last 5. They lost to Notre Dame, Rice, and Tulane.
Yeah.
The same Tulane team. They lost to Tulane 35-0.
Same Tulane team.
And Army beat Tulane 35-14. But that was before Memphis took their soul.
I probably would go Army. I'm not going to put money on the point spread in this game, but I do have a play on the over-under, so I'll sit that part out.
All right.
Okay. Also, we got NFL tonight. NFL Thursday. San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco 49ers. They are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. 49ers, a 3-point favorite. Total in this one, 48.5. San Francisco 2-5 against the spread their last 7. The Rams are 5-2 against the spread their last 7. Meanwhile, San Francisco 7-3 against the spread their last 10 meetings against the Rams, and 8 of the last 11 in San Francisco have gone under the total. San Francisco 3-point favorite over the Rams. We'll start with you, Lang.
I have a pick on it. Which means at the moment I have to sit this out.
You're going to sit that one out?
John, I was wondering, what do you think they want the 49ers to get to 7-7?
We're going to find out tonight. Did they want us to get to 7-7? They may not want us to get to 7-7. They may decide, look, we can't have this happening. Yeah. They decided Monday night they didn't want the Cowboys to get to 6-7, but they wanted the Bengals to get to 5-8.
Yeah.
So, no, I've also got a pick on this game. I'll say We should have beaten them earlier this year, but that's when the Rams were also ravaged by injury. It's one of the 3 division games we've had like double-digit leads in the fourth quarter and blown this year. We've typically played well against them. They didn't have Kupp or Nakua either, so they're going to have both of those guys. Stafford's been on a heater lately. Like he's like 11 touchdowns, no picks his last few games. We finally have both of our corners healthy. Dre Greenlaw, who tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl, is going to make his season debut tonight. I don't know how many snaps he's going to play or really how effective he can even be coming off that injury, so we'll see. I don't know if Bosa's going to play at all. So, yeah, I think the matchup is the defensive line of the Rams against our offensive line. Can they get the pressure? Those 2 rookies from Florida State that they have been awesome, Verse especially. If they can get pressure, Trent Williams isn't going to play. If they can get pressure or if Purdy, they can give him enough time that he can pick their zone defense apart. So,
we know your hatred for some of those teams in the NFC West. Where are the Rams on that scale?
I don't hate the Rams. I mean, I don't like them.
Right.
But I don't hate them. I hate Seattle. Really dislike Arizona. And I just don't like the Rams. Yeah, they're just the division team.
They're your most liked of those 3.
Yeah, they're my most liked of those 3.
Yeah.
There's a respect there with Shanahan and McVay.
Yeah.
But they can go to hell tonight.
They can go to hell tonight. The division is still attainable for everybody in the division. But wouldn't you say that the Niners have to be the team that the rest of the division would be scared of the most?
Yeah, but they got to win out. They got to win out, I think, to win the division. They could at 9-8, but it's like there's got to be some stuff that really goes wild for that to happen. And Seattle looks really good right now. Yeah. Seattle's finally that's a team that's also gotten healthy is Seattle.
But they play Green Bay this week.
Yeah, right. And we have after this, we got to win tonight. Then we go at Miami. Then we have the Lions on Monday Night Football. Let's play the Lions. That sounds like fun. They're not going to want to beat our ass after last year's NFC title game and then I think end in Arizona. So one game at a time.
All right. I don't have a pick on this game, but I have a bet on this game. I got San Francisco minus the 3 tonight over the Rams.
Right. You did good last week. I told you to be wary of that game against the Bears. They beat the crap out of Chicago.
Beat the crap out of them, yeah. And Lang took your word for it last week. Picking the.
I got the wrong sheet.
Oh, thank you. There you go. How'd you do on the picks last
week? I
week?
did 4-1 last week.
Yeah, another 4-1 for Lang.
Because I had Army.
Good job.
Again.
We're a winning week last week for the Syndicate.
Yeah.
4-1 and 3-2s across the board.
So we had 9, 13, and 7. As a group.
Yeah.
Which is 75%.
Yes.
Hashtag Rosermath.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, good week. Good week for the group and picks last week. Going to be another great week this week. I feel it. I kind of know it. It's going to happen here today.
I mean, the obvious one, get UGA plus 2.5 against Texas. I felt like pretty confident in that one. It ended up being closer than I thought it was going to be because it went to overtime and took our one-armed dude to take the snap. But that one, the Clemson one, the Oregon one, like all those seemed like they were pretty obvious who was going to win those games. Well, I mean, you got all those right too, Fish.
Yeah. Cam Scattaboo in Arizona State. They are easy money so far this year. All right. Well, when we come back, we are going to talk about the college football bracket.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the lines for the games, and we're going to talk about the futures for the championship. Plus, Tigers West Virginia, the Frisco Bowl. We'll talk about that one coming up.
One more for Seth.
One more hashtag. One more for Seth. We'll take a break here on the Odds Couple right here on Grind City Media.
Get the squad together for this year's Junior Grizzlies 3-on-3 tournament. Presented by 2K at the Built Ford Tough practice facility inside FedEx Forum. On Saturday, January 4th, teams will compete in 3 games before advancing to single elimination play. Overall winners from the 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under divisions will win Grizzlies tickets, including exclusive access to the pregame team shoot-around before the Grizz take on the Pelicans January 24th. Sign up today at hoopitup.com/Grizzlies.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Lob for Edie. Yes. Step back three. Bango. Powers it in. Durant. Oh!
Win big with Grizzlies Spin to Win ticket deals. Spin the wheel for your chance to win floor seats, free tickets, or unlock exclusive savings on tickets when the Grizz host the Brooklyn Nets on December 13th. Head to grizzlies.com/spin to win.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone. You can win big with Grizzly Spin to Win ticket deals for when the team takes on the Brooklyn Nets this Friday.
Give it a little spinny.
Take a chance to
spinaroo.
take a chance to win floor seats, free tickets, or unlock exclusive savings on tickets. Head to
Splash.
Head to grizzlies.com/spin to win.
Splash, spin to win.
Spin it. All right.
Spin.
Welcome back, everyone.
Spinning wheel.
This is the Odds Couple. We got picks, free picks coming up. We got our Heisman ballots. Some of them are illegal ballots, but we'll have some ballots coming up.
More accurate.
For the Heisman Trophy, which is announced this weekend as well.
How did we never get the fish scales this year?
They've been retired.
Yeah, they're on hiatus.
Yeah.
Sad.
It really is, because this would have been the greatest year to have them.
This would be the year.
Yeah.
I'm a little busy. That's what happened.
Busy, like,
I'm busy.
yeah. Working on Grifter, whatever that thing is.
Giftster.
Gifster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's Giftster?
It's where you put your Christmas lists, and then the whole family can see what you want, and then they can just buy you stuff.
This is like wedding registration stuff, right?
It sounds like it, yeah.
And you can't see what other people have purchased. But like when I press on like my sister, her gifts will come up and it'll tell you which ones have already been purchased.
But she can't see what she's getting. So you don't know what you're getting.
Right. But if I don't get the 4 things I put on the damn giftster, I'm going to be pissed.
Wait, is this a thing?
He was telling me beforehand that this is how he's working on this.
It took me forever to get on and log in and do all this crap. And then you have to go online and you like put links to what you want.
I think they should call it Grifter. That's a better name.
Oh, yeah, Giftster.
Giftster, yeah. It's something for the holiday season. And if I
hope
don't
you
get
get what
my
you wanted.
stuff,
Yeah.
And it's free? How do they make money?
volume.
That doesn't make sense.
What? What? Wait, what?
That's like on Seinfeld where Kramer was like, you just go to the post office, they just write it off. Like, what does that mean? They just write it off. Just volume. That's how they do it.
The college football playoff is not this weekend. It is next weekend. However, the bracket has been set, and here's a look at that pretty bracket. As you look at the games, the first 4,
Yes.
you have Notre Dame, Indiana, Penn State, SMU, Ohio State, Tennessee, Texas, Clemson. First look, Lang, which game stands out that you're looking forward to the most?
I think Ohio State, Tennessee will be the best game of that first round. And maybe Texas, Clemson. To me, those seem like the 2 most competitive games in there. I don't think Indiana's very good. And I'm sorry. And I also don't think SMU is very good. And I don't think Penn State's very good. So there's 4 teams that are pretty good, and they all play on the same side of the bracket in the first round. And the other side, luckily the side Georgia is on, has a bunch of teams that aren't that good.
Yeah. Roser, which one stands out?
Tennessee, Ohio State, obviously, is the one I think That's the one everybody's most interested in. I mean, you're talking two marquee name programs, blue blood programs, I guess. Well, Ohio State for sure. Tennessee trying to get back to that blue blood status. Been better 2 of the last 3 years. I think Indiana, Notre Dame.
Intriguing, right?
So this is why. Because I feel like it's one of these like,
We know Kurt Signetti 2 weeks to prepare.
No, well, it's like what, 3 weeks?
I don't know.
It's like three weeks, really.
2 weeks.
Is it?
I think it's like 2.5, 3 weeks.
Okay, let's just call it. Yeah, right. Give Signetti that much time. What can he do to Notre Dame's defense? But you give Marcus Freeman the same amount of time to prepare for their offense. You see Marcus Freeman, like the guy's his team is they're defensive wizards, and so you give him that much time to prepare something for Signetti's offense, and what happens? That's kind of why,
I just think Notre Dame has too much talent.
Yeah, they might. I tend to be with you. I don't think Indiana's very good.
Like,
I think Indiana is great at blowing out crappy teams.
Yeah, and then they played a team that had a lot of talent, and they had 16 total yards.
Yeah, and they couldn't do anything.
Not counting the first and last drive of the game. Ohio State killed Indiana, and I think Notre Dame's just going to do the same thing. None of those first-round games are more than 7.5 spreads.
Yeah, let's take a look
Less than 7.5.
Let's take a look at the lines. Everything over a touchdown for the bowl games. You see it there, Notre Dame 7.5, Texas 11, Ohio State 7.5, Penn State 9. A little disrespect there for SMU. 9.
Yeah.
No, I don't think SMU should be in, but that's a totally different story.
I understand why they're in.
I understand why Indiana's in.
I'm okay with them being in. I don't think they're one of the best 12 teams in the country.
Yeah.
Well, and what you think about Clemson, Texas possibly being competitive, that 11 has to seem pretty big.
I have a big issue. I mean, it is what it is because Alabama and Ole Miss lost to teams they shouldn't lose to. But I do have a real. There's got to be a fundamental problem with there being 3 teams in this playoff who have 0 wins over top 25 teams. It's like you have literally I know Alabama lost to Oklahoma and that one sucks. But I also know they can beat Georgia and they can beat South Carolina. I know they can beat good teams. I don't know. So it just seems like
we know that these other teams, well, we don't know because they didn't play.
We know they don't lose to crappy teams.
Yeah.
We know they don't lose to bad teams.
We don't know that SMU.
And technically, Alabama didn't lose to a crappy team. They lost to a 6-6 Oklahoma team. Ole Miss lost to a crappy Kentucky team, like they did.
But Ole Miss and Alabama beat Georgia. They beat a good team.
And they both beat South Carolina, who we believe is South Carolina's a good team. So they're just. But I get it. They lost 3 games. I get it. It's just.
The Oregon Ducks are the favorite to win the college football playoff and be the national champions at plus 350, tied with the Texas Longhorns, plus 350. Then Georgia at plus 380, so not much of a difference there. Ohio State plus 525. Penn State 650. The Fighting Irish 1,000. Tennessee 2,500. SMU 4,000. Arizona State also 4,000. 4,500 for Indiana. Clemson at plus 5,000 and Boise State plus 6,000. So where's that value on there?
Why does Boise State get a bye in the first round?
Yeah, I don't really get that either. Put the odds back up. Let me see those odds again. Let's put these odds back up. Tennessee.
Yeah, or Notre Dame, maybe. If you
Tennessee at 25-1, it's because their road would be so tough. You have to go at Ohio State, then Oregon in the Rose Bowl, and then you're looking at Texas or Arizona State, something like that. But it's mainly Ohio State and Oregon. You'd have to go back to back against those teams.
I look at it like Georgia's got the easiest road out of all these teams because that side of the bracket's so bad. But if you think someone from that side is going to make it out, other than Georgia, Notre Dame has to play Georgia, so I would probably take Notre Dame. What were they, 1,000 plus 1,000? Yeah, that would probably be my second one. But they're also in that same school. They always screw it up, when it comes to these big moments. So, I kind of feel like I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm interested in Nico in this spot.
Huh?
I'm interested in Nico in this spot. College football playoff on the road. I do. I wonder how Ohio State fans are going to be about this because Part of me still believes they are going to still be pissed off about the Michigan game.
They passed a law that you can't put a flag in the field.
That's insane. Like, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I mean, I'm not worried about Nico in this game. I'm thinking about Dylan Sampson. And CJ brought this up the other day when one of these shows. You know, Ohio State got manhandled by Michigan running the ball, not so much passing the ball. Tennessee has the best running back in the SEC.
Yeah, he won SEC Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year.
Like, that to me is where the value is for Tennessee. Like, just run it down their throats. They could not handle Michigan doing that. And then if you can establish the run, then you set up Nico and give him a shot down the side every once in a while, and that kind of thing.
Or those freaking, man, that guy, he can throw those like 5 to 8 yard slants. Yeah. And they can go for 60 yards. He is amazing at throwing slants. Like, he puts them right on there.
When he throws downfield, it reminds me of Danny Werfel when he was at Florida. Because you remember, like, Spurrier, I don't know what the sorcery they used was, but you'd see Werfel drop back and throw it up in the air, and then a receiver would run, and there'd be nobody within 6 yards of him. That's what it's like when Nico drops back and throws one of those things. So he doesn't have a head shaped like a ham like Werfel did, though.
Yeah. Screw Danny Werfel.
Yeah. All right, there you go. A little taste of the college football playoff, which will be next week. Coming up on Tuesday, and we'll talk much more about it on Monday's edition of The Odds Couple. Of course, you can hear us each Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock live here on Grind City Media. We'll talk more about the Tigers in West Virginia, but the Frisco Bowl, Tigers 4.5-point favorite, the total at 58.5 for this one. The Tigers have won 27 of their last 31 non-Saturday games. How about that? And they've won their last 2. The Tigers also have covered their last 2 bowl games, 2-5 in their last 7 bowl games against the spread, but they have covered the last 2. So a nice little trend there for the Tigers. I think the trend continues for the Tigers this week. I'll go ahead and give you a sneak pick. Tigers. Minus.
A sneak pick.
Tigers sneak pick. Tigers minus the 4.5. I think the Tigers, win one for Seth certainly is a factor. One more for Seth?
Yeah.
One more for Seth. And I
win one for Seth.
And I think they're not having a lot of guys who are leaving the program. And I think they're going to try and go out and play and win. And come bowl season, that is a huge factor of teams, whether they want to try and come out and play and win. West Virginia's already lost most of their team to the transfer portal.
And they've got a new coach.
Have a new coach who's not going to be there yet. So, yeah, I think this one screams for Memphis, and it's why they're a 4.5-point favorite.
Although I thought, didn't Silverfield come out and say something about, like, they haven't lost that many guys? Or like, he was trying to downplay West Virginia's losing players. The thing that scares me, though, as it has for 6 years with Memphis, is they're going to play to the level of their opponent. They always do. That's been the hallmark of the Seth Hennigan era, is like, we're going to be as good as you are, basically, and maybe we win.
Maybe you should do the hashtag one more for playing to the level of our opponent.
What do you think about that, Roser?
Look, that's a terrible hashtag, Fish. I do not condone that. No.
One more. Here
I agree with you with the Tigers minus the points. You lay the points. It's a homecoming. It's hashtag one more for Seth. Go Tigers.
We need to get you a jersey.
No, I don't. I'm good on that.
You good?
I'm okay on that.
Yeah, Tigers 2-5 against the spread at neutral sites as well. This one in Frisco, Texas. Tigers 4.5-point favorite, 58.5 the total. I
go under there.
I wouldn't mind the over there as well. Yeah, one more shootout for Seth.
That's true.
Hashtag. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will get into some NFL matchups. We'll look at the Shield, pick out some of the matchups of the weekend in the National Football League. Also, we got some fish nuggets coming your way.
Love nuggets.
Yeah, that's all straight ahead here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Hoop on the Grizzlies' home court at Junior Grizzlies Game Day Clinics presented by Ortho South. Clinics are open to kids ages 6 to 14 and last 60 minutes. The next clinic tips off December 23rd, the same day the Grizzlies play the Clippers. All skill levels are welcome, from beginner to competitive athlete. Sign up now before spots sell out at grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. Registration includes a Junior Grizzlies t-shirt and 2 tickets to the game that day.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, good people. This is The Odds Couple. Live with you every Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock here on The Odds Couple. Talked a little Army-Navy a little earlier. Other college football news today. North Carolina officially introducing Bill Belichick as their head coach. How about that? 5-year deal for Bill Belichick. North Carolina currently over-under for wins in 2025 are 7.5. 7.5. You can get plus 102 on the over, minus 136 on the under for Bill Belichick to get over-under 7.5 wins.
Look, if you're North Carolina, you had Mac Brown there the last few years. You got to get younger.
Yeah, right.
At some point.
Yeah.
So to go from 73-year-old Mac Brown to 72-year-old Bill Belichick.
They're going in the right direction.
It's a change in the right direction. I was actually texting with some people last night, and I was like, it's such a low bar for Belichick. Like, if he comes in there and goes 8-4, people are going to be like, wow, this is amazing. He did great. The ACC is tougher than it used to be, I think, though, like with transfer portal and all those stuff. Like, you know, teams like Georgia Tech, Syracuse are good now. Miami, SMU, Clemson. Like, it's not like you can just come in and reel off an 8-4 season anymore. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how he does, I guess. I know he brought in Mike Lombardi to be the GM there and, like, run the money side of things. Mm-hmm. Like, his son's going to be the defensive coordinator who was at Washington last year. Maybe they'll be good. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that. I've never. I know some people who work in college football, and I don't know any head coaches. I'm not tight with any of them. Man, that feels like just like a drain of a job. Like, it's so much work. Oh, just constant. You know, especially when you're the head coach and you're out there like dealing with transfer portal and recruiting and all this crap, and like that's a lot of work. And hey, Bill Belichick wants to do it, go for it.
Yeah, as long as he hires good people to do all the work, that's the key. Yeah, who you hire. So we'll see. All right, Shield. We got some Shield action this weekend.
A couple good games in the Shield.
We talked about San Francisco and the Rams a little earlier. We'll talk more about them when we get to our picks, because some of us have picks on that game. Houston and Miami. Houston, a 3-point favorite against Miami. That total is 46.5. Houston 8-3 straight up their last 11 against Miami, including going 5-0 at home against the Dolphins. Miami's 1-5 against the spread, taking on AFC South opponents, and 2-8 against the spread when they are an underdog. But they're playing decent football, right? Miami?
Yeah.
And
as long as Tua is there, like, you know.
In Houston, I know one thing about Houston, they're not covering. So they're having games that maybe they shouldn't have.
as a C.J. Stroud fantasy football owner, it's been a little disappointing season for Houston. They're okay, but it's not like
They're
it was
okay.
a year ago.
Yeah.
And Miami clearly is way better when they have Tua. Like it's like a totally different thing, not just like team. Like it just feels like they have hope and there's an offense and there's things, like. So I don't know.
Houston -3. Pick it, park it.
I'd park it.
Park it. All right, Roser?
Yeah, I don't trust it. I'd park it.
Park it?
Not, yeah.
All right, I'll pick it. I'll go Houston. I'm going with the Texans.
Yeah, I don't trust either team. So
I don't either.
Yeah, it's like
But if I
I'd
had
probably
to pick,
trust Houston if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I'd pick Houston. All right, Philadelphia, 5-point favorite against Pittsburgh. The total of this one's 42.5. Pittsburgh 7-1 against the spread their last 8 games. Philadelphia 6-2 against the spread their last 8 games. Philadelphia has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A very good Pittsburgh team, a very good Philadelphia team. Philadelphia favored by 5.
I'd probably take Pittsburgh. I feel like it's more of a Mike Tomlin bet where you're like, I just trust he's going to figure out a way to either win or keep this thing close. But all this stuff going on with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, yeah, like it's all kind of weird. The coach has been into it with the fans all year in Philly. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'd like – and, I mean, Pittsburgh's got its own issues too. They got George Pickens. Shout out Georgia Bulldogs. But I'd probably just lean Pittsburgh in that one. And the points. Give me 5, right?
Yeah. Roser?
5 is a weird number. It makes me want. It feels like it's so easy to take the Steelers here. It feels way too easy to take the Steelers with the 5. So I'm going to lay the 5 with Philly.
I am too. I'm like Lang. I keep waiting for things to just become a disaster in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they haven't. And they keep winning games.
Even though A.J. Brown hates Jalen Hurts.
Even though they hates him, but they keep winning games. And for the most part, they're covering week in and week out. They didn't last week against Carolina, but they have been for the most part. And Saquon's been, arguably the MVP of the league up to this point. So I would lay the 5 with Philadelphia as well. I'm with you, Roser, too. It kind of stinks a little bit that it's 5.
Yeah.
And wants you to take Pittsburgh, but I'll go with Philadelphia and lay the 5.
I bet A.J. Brown has a monster day.
Right.
It happens when the receivers complain.
Yeah.
That's when they start getting the ball. We saw it earlier this year with Jamar Chase. When he complained, he's like, I'm just playing football. Next week, he's like freaking 180 yards, 2 touchdowns.
In the first quarter.
Yeah,
but even in that video, like
even George Kittle did it after. He never says anything, and he said it after the Bills game. That's why he only got 1 target after the first quarter. He said, I ran 6 routes the whole game. I don't know either. And then, boom, he gets 151 receiving yards last week. Like, dude, these guys, yeah.
I don't know how genuine the beef is between the two of them. We did it. We watched the video on Who Said It on the Monday Odds Couple. And if you watch the video of him, like he's being peppered with these questions about the passing offense and all this, he smiles a couple times in the middle of it. And he looks at someone at one point and kind of goes, and then answers the questions. Like, it's not like he was furious. I didn't think. And maybe that was just his way of dealing with the anger, was kind of making a joke of it.
Right.
But like, I didn't think it was like all that real.
There's been stuff between them before, though. Like, there's been a disconnect between those two before. And a lot of it stems from, I will still stand on this. It's like, I don't think Jalen Hurts is very good. Like, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's great at running the ball, but like, you see some of those, like it's like a 2-minute video of the last week where it's like a 2-minute video of plays where A.J. Brown is wide open and it's like he doesn't see him,
Yeah.
But they're winning games, so it seems crazy to complain when you're freaking won however many games they've won.
Yeah.
Especially in a row.
Speaking of that, the Detroit Lions, they got a big one this week as well as they host the Buffalo Bills. Detroit, 2.5-point favorite against Buffalo. That total at 54.5. Big total for the Bills and the Lions. Buffalo 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games. Detroit 15-5 against the spread in their last 20 games. Buffalo 6-1 straight up against Detroit in the last 7 meetings. Detroit 2.5 against Buffalo. Lang, pick it, park it.
I have a pick on this game.
Oh, okay.
So I will be sitting this one out.
Okay, all right. Roser?
Did I pick this game? I did. I got to pick on this game. So I'm going to sit it out. Let's just say that Rams game was kind of sandwiched in between some big moments for Buffalo. So I'll just give you that.
Just give us that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To me, then, I have a pick on this game. So
I guess you better sit it out.
going to sit it out. All right. Glad we brought it up.
Yeah. Why'd you bring that one up?
I think it's an amazing game, though. Like, it's an awesome game.
Right? It's going to be a great game.
Yes.
Detroit and Buffalo. That'll be fun. 2.5 for the Detroit Lions against the Bills. And that's going to be a great one coming up on Sunday. All right. How about some fish nuggets? For you? Today on the fish nuggets, we're going to look at the teams that had the best against the spread records in college football this season. So you can kind of maybe keep an eye on them this bowl season.
All right.
And then the teams with the worst against the spread records in college football as well. So the best this season, Arizona and Marshall. Yes, Arizona and Marshall, both 11-2 against the spread this season. Marshall, however, you can't use this note in the bowl games if their entire team opts out.
Yeah, that looks like it might be happening.
It's going to, oh my goodness, isn't that something? All right, meanwhile, second on the list is Minnesota and Notre Dame. Minnesota and Notre Dame, of course, playoff team, 9-2-1 against the spread this season, both Minnesota and Notre Dame. And then finally, a group of 4 teams, Baylor, Colorado, South Carolina, and Indiana, another playoff team. They were all 9-3 against the spread this season. So some good spread teams there. Now the worst ATS records this year at the bottom of the list. I said Arizona earlier was the best. That was actually Arizona State and Marshall. Arizona State and Marshall were both 11-2.
What kind of nuggets are these?
Arizona State and Marshall, because Arizona was one of the worst. When you look at the worst ATS records of the year, Arizona at 2-10, North Carolina, Mac Brown, 2-9-1.
Shout out Mac Brown.
Boosters don't like that. Georgia State 2-8-2, and Florida State, Mike Norvell, come on, 2-8-2 against the spread this season. All right, and then we got one NFL nugget for you as well. Only one quarterback-receiver duo in the history of football has connected for 14 or more touchdowns in both the collegiate season and an NFL season. That being Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They had 20 in 2019 with LSU, and in 2024 with the Bengals, 14 touchdowns on the year so far. How about that little nugget?
That's interesting.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm trying to think of other college duos that
played together in the pros.
It's not off the top of my head. I can't really think of. You got any, Rosa? College quarterback, wide receivers that played together in the NFL too, that were good.
Oh gosh, that also played. No, like it's tough.
Off the top of your head, it's hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Danny Warfel and Ike Hilliard, did they play together? Or Anthony Riddell? Did Chris Winkie ever have Peter Warwick on his team?
I don't know. Interesting. Interesting stat.
What
Tim
about
Tebow
Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, but that's not nearly as good as Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There you have it for the Fish Nuggets and a little look at the Shield. When we come back, we got our Heisman ballots. We also have our picks. And then some free picks as well before we get out of here. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Get the squad together for this year's Junior Grizzlies 3-on-3 tournament. Presented by 2K at the Built Ford Tough practice facility inside FedEx Forum. On Saturday, January 4th, teams will compete in 3 games before advancing to single elimination play. Overall winners from the 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under divisions will win Grizzlies tickets, including exclusive access to the pregame team shoot-around before the Grizz take on the Pelicans January 24th. Sign up today at hoopitup.com/Grizzlies.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Lob for Edie. Yes. Step back three. Bingo. Powers it in. Morant.
Win big with Grizzlies Spin to Win ticket deals. Spin the wheel for your chance to win floor seats, free tickets, or unlock exclusive savings on tickets when the Grizz host the Brooklyn Nets on December 13th. Head to grizzlies.com/spin to win.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Odds Couple. It is live each and every Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock here on Grind City Media. Glad you were with us here this afternoon, as we already talked about the big Monday night or the Thursday night football game tonight, and the big college football game on Saturday with Army and Navy, and another big event going on Saturday is the Heisman Trophy. Now, our assignment today was the four finalists, to rank the four finalists of the Heisman Trophy. CJ and I were the only two who did the assignment correctly. I'll go ahead and start. My four Heisman finalists. My ballot would be Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, Dylan Gabriel, and Cam Ward. I think it's a two-man race, and there's a large drop-off after that. I wouldn't be upset if Ashton Genty won. I mean, he's had amazing numbers. He's done incredible things for Boise State. He's done numbers that Marcus Allen compares to, who won the Heisman Trophy. But Travis Hunter, just being able to play every single play on both sides of the field and do it at a high level on both sides of the field, makes him the best player in college football. That's why he is number one. CJ's list, by the way, it's got Hunter, Genty, then Ward, and Gabriel. So there's CJ's Heisman.
He also said he'd have Bryson Daly at 5.
He said he'd have Daly at 5 if he could.
Yeah. He said I'd have Daly at 4.
Or at 4, yeah.
But that's me, he says.
Yeah.
I went to look up this text thread because you're complaining about me and Rose are not doing the assignment
turn,
the
who
right
didn't
way.
do it correctly.
You said, good morning, need 5 picks and your Heisman ballot.
Your Heisman ballot.
Rank the 4 finalists. So these are my 4 finalists.
Rank the 4 finalists.
Yeah, these are my 4 finalists right here.
Yeah.
No, but the finalists were already named.
You didn't say the actual finalists. You said rank the finalists.
And you put Scadaboo in.
Yeah, I put
Love
Scadaboo in there. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I put Travis Hunter, Austin Genty, Scadaboo. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is one of the most exciting players in college football, but they've been number 1 all season and they've been good. So I would put him at number 4. I don't know. That's my. I'm not really enthused by Cam Ward or Shedeur. And I feel like Hunter, same as you though, like to have that big of an impact on both sides of the ball and to be that good on both sides of the ball is pretty remarkable. And it kind of feels like to me that's like the most in the spirit of the award of, the best college player, which we were way past that nowadays in college football. But that's what I feel like with Travis Hunter. He just signed a big endorsement deal today with Adidas. I don't know if you saw that going forward.
Nice.
Anyway.
Roser?
Genty, Hunter, Shedeur, and nobody. Like, I don't care. I'm serious. When is the last time you really cared who won the Heisman? Like, what is it? Like, it's not what it used to be. It doesn't really.
Roser's actual list says Genty, Hunter, Shedeur, don't care, don't care.
Right.
Yeah. That's my actual list.
He put 5.
Yeah, I'll go Genty number 1. His team made the playoff. He's the reason why.
It's a good tiebreaker.
Yeah.
All right.
I just thought of that on the fly. I went with that because I figured everybody else would go Hunter.
Yeah.
I wanted to be different.
Well, there you go. That's good. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our picks for the week. It is time for our picks. I'll go ahead and start our picks. Every trend says that this is the wrong pick to make, but I'm taking Army-Navy over the 40.5. Over. Come on, Army-Navy. I'm going to root for points in Army-Navy. Never have done that before, but I'm going to try it this year. I'm taking the Cardinals -6 against New England. Cardinals have covered 5 of their last 7 and their last 6 against AFC opponents. I'm taking Denver -3.5 against the Colts. Denver 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games. Colts 1-4 against the number in their last 5. I'm taking the Lions -2.5 against the Bills. Lions are 32-11 against the spread their last 43 games. That's over 3.5 years of covering football games.
Pretty crazy.
-2.5 against the Bills. They're at home, and I think they're the best team in football. Thus, they win by more than 2.5. And then the Vikings, I'm taking -7 against the Bears. Minnesota's won 6-7 against Chicago. They've covered 5 of the last 7 at home against the Bears. And the Bears are just in a run of bad luck. And it just continues. And it'll continue Monday night in Minnesota. Taking the Vikings and Sam Darnold -7 against the Bears. Lang?
All right. Well, we're going with what got us here, which I've been doing all season, and it's why I'm 37-33 on the year. Army has been covering for me all year. They've been a monster, and I think they're a touchdown at least better than Navy. I want to take off this Rams-Niners. Can we do this?
Oh, okay.
Make a note. And I want to put the Memphis game, Memphis-West Virginia, and take Memphis instead. All right? Make a note of that one. I only put that up there because Roser told me that the Niners were cooked, and now he says they're still alive. So
you can't trust Roser.
Yeah, well, he also put F the Rams in our group chat after I announced his picks. I also the Panthers are the team that, you know, we're at that point of the NFL season where, like, there's some teams that are kind of getting frisky who are terrible. The Panthers, I don't think they're that good. I think the Cowboys have a little bit of pride, and for the Panthers to be a 2.5 point favorite over the Cowboys seems ridiculous. And so I think the Cowboys, like, you saw Micah Parsons get pissed and walk off the field the other night when they lost. Like, they're not going to lose to the Panthers. The Lions have won 11 games in a row, and I think they're the best team in football, and I'll take them at home against the Bills. And then I think this is the classic Falcons math here. Falcons are now under 500, second place in the NFC South. Everyone's kind of writing them off. They've lost 4 in a row, I think. Kirk Cousins looks like Kirk Cousins again, terrible. I think this is one of those games. It's on Monday Night Football. They're going to come out and win by like 2 touchdowns, look awesome. And everyone's going to buy in. Yep. And then the next 3 games, they're going to screw it up again and not make the playoffs. Classic Falcons. I'm not new to this. I've seen this in my life many times. So I'll take the Falcons this week. They're going to win, and then they're going to screw it up down the stretch.
All right.
So that's my picks.
All right.
Roser.
All right. We're going to take the 49ers tonight. We're going to lay the 2.5 because why not? We got to get the 7-7. They may not want us to get the 7-7.
They don't want you guys 7-7.
But we got to get the 7-7.
Do they want you guys 7-7?
Because I'm not picking the Rams tonight. Screw them. I'm going to take the Bills plus the 2.5. I don't know why. I just feel like that. Look, they had a bad defensive game last week. Josh Allen was otherworldly. I feel like they're going to respond. I feel like Buffalo's not a team that loses back-to-back games. They just don't feel like one of those teams. So I'm going to say Buffalo responds. I'll take them to cover the 2.5. I'll take the Seahawks plus the 3 against the Packers. Seahawks have gotten healthy. That game in Seattle, they've been much better. I'm going to say Jordan Love. I'm going to say that Seahawks defense does enough to confuse Jordan Love. He throws a big pick. Seahawks get it. Cover the 3. Chargers minus the 3 against the Buccaneers. I think they'll do the same thing. They'll screw up Baker Mayfield. And the Chargers will cover this number. And then I'm with you, Fish. I like the Vikings over the Bears. The Bears, that looked like a team that's probably quit.
Yeah.
Like they look, yeah.
And why wouldn't you after the losses you've endured?
And I'm worried Caleb Williams, and he's going to have to I hope they get an offensive coach, like a quarterback guy to coach him. They hire somebody who's good with quarterbacks to come in and actually coach them. Yeah. Because he needs that.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, CJ's picks. If we have CJ's, we can plop them up there, and I'll go ahead and give you those picks for you. Ravens minus, he's got all road teams. How about that? Ravens minus 14 at the Giants. Bengals minus the 5 at the Titans. Dolphins plus the 3 at the Texans. Bills plus a 2.5 at the Lions.
You know he'd take it. He's not going to pick the Lions.
No, and Steelers plus 5 at the Eagles. So all road teams, 3 of them dogs for CJ's picks this week. All right.
I got a free pick.
You got a free pick? What do you got?
Well, college hoops tonight.
Yep.
Iowa State against Iowa.
Yeah, it's there.
It's a big one.
It is.
It's the battle for the Hawkeye State. Iowa undefeated at home this season.
Yep.
6-0 at home, 7-2 overall. Iowa State number 3 in the country.
Oh.
And Iowa State is a 5.5-point favorite. I'm rolling with Iowa State tonight.
I'm rolling with Iowa State as well.
go.
It was one of my
Let's
free
go.
picks.
How
So
about
let's
some
double
Cyclones?
down. Double down.
Let's do
It's
it.
my pick of the day. In fact, Lang, Iowa State minus a 5.5 at Iowa.
I like that one.
All right.
I don't want to see a court storming.
Well,
If Iowa wins, we might get a court storming.
it's true.
It's at home.
Yeah, we're not getting
Yeah.
I don't want to see no court storming.
no court storming.
Nobody likes court storming.
No.
No, they might, but
Yeah. Also in college basketball tonight, I like New Mexico State plus 19.5 at Texas. New Mexico State plus 19.5 at Texas. And on the ice, the Dallas Stars in 60 minutes of play. That's a 3-way bet. You take the Dallas Stars, it's minus 150. So you're laying a little price there. But I feel good about it. So we're going with the Dallas Stars 60-minute bet, 3-way pick over the Nashville Predators.
Preds.
Yeah. So there you go. A couple of free picks tonight as well. Roser?
we're gonna go with it's plus 274 tonight. Anytime touchdown parlay. Let's do Kyron Williams and George Kittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your plus 274.
Okay. I like that. Okay. And there you go. And you got Thursday night football tonight. It should be a good one. What was I going to say? I had something else.
I'm taking the Rams.
You're taking the Rams? No, you're not.
Just trolling Rose.
Just trolling Rose. Yeah. I'm taking the 49ers. Go Niners tonight.
Yeah, go Niners.
All right, that'll do it. That'll do it here for the show, for the Odds Couple. And we'll be back again with you on Monday at 2 o'clock live here on Grind City Media. So make sure you tune in then.
It'll be a big day.
Enjoy all the action this weekend. Enjoy your bets. Good luck with your bets. I hope you're a winner. We try to make you winner. We give out winners right here on the Odds Couple each and every week, twice a week, Monday and Thursday at 2. For Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here on the Odds Couple. We'll talk to you again on Monday here on Grind City Media.